several years ago began thinking that perhaps a situation of shared sovereignty, a UN authored or UN backed transboundary peace park would be a great idea, similar to things that have been proposed for the 38th parallel. But not only did I get laughed at for that proposal at the time, I was actually expecting the government of Japan to make some changes. And again, this is several years ago. But as the years have gone on, and in fact, I think we're moving backwards in some respects, particularly, and this is where, although the sex slaves and the islands are very separate histories, but contemporary Tokyo behavior vis-a-vis the sex slavery issue suggests that it would be completely not in Korea's interests to make any offers vis-a-vis the island dispute. At the same time, there has to be some forward-looking statesmanship on Korea's part that, so if one were to say, okay, it is unconditionally Korean sovereign territory, but what is the best possible use for this island that is not simply an object with which to hate Japan? That's where I would argue that if, okay, it's Korean sovereign territory, this is the example, but how do you internationalize the space? How can the environment around what is essentially a very difficult place to live? I mean, even for the octopus fisherman and his wife, you need constant supplies of fresh water. How do you make that spit of land productive for the planet? And I think all sorts of research could be done in deep ocean exploration, in marine biology, in all sorts of stations could be set up around Dokdo that were internationalized spaces for research and development. I think it would be very much strategically in Korea's interests if any substantial profits were discovered in the deep sea bed there to set up some sort of internationalized fund for the environment, because one of the constant cries from Tokyo throughout the era of the history problems has been, oh, Koreans are always in it for the money, which I find personally quite distasteful. But a way to stop that before the argument is made is to set up a sort of UNCLOS, UN Convention on the Law of the Sea International Exploration Fund, something like that. I know, I mean, this is how much I'm a historian, but it's something that internationalizes potential profit, but also internationalizes the space that gives Korea the upper hand in transforming a thorn from the 20th century into something positive for the 21st.